I would like to end today, if I may, with a cautionary tale. We're here on the regular, and seldom do we have weeks like this that are just so full of joy and hilarity and fun, watching Trump getting all mad and sweaty and steamy and walking out of court with a big full diaper. And and now the speaker's issue that happened in the House was just a joy to watch. And while I think it's bad that we don't have a speaker, for the record, I also am not going to sweat about it currently, because there's a myriad of ways that adults will work around the system. And if we discover that this is a hitch in our get along as a country, a law will be passed when sensible people run the country that will remedy this issue in the future. That in future, if one party cannot decide on their leader, the other party has the right and ability to present a leader, and by unanimous vote from their own side can get it, that person. How about that? How quickly do you think the fucking rules would have changed in the House as far as who the speaker is if the Democrats had the right within a certain margin, if the Republicans couldn't agree on leadership, that if they had a unanimous vote on the Democratic side, they could pick a leader that would be the spokesperson for the Speaker of the House? Like, how quickly do you think they would have jumped to find somebody, and they wouldn't have had to bend over backwards to the Matt Gaetzes of the world to do it? Yeah. But this is them. Chip Roy says, "We're gonna unify and get through this. We're gonna find our way together. We're alone in the woods, and I don't know where I am, and I'm lost, and I've got you here with me." Chip Roy thinks they're gonna be just fine, and Comer seems mildly happy because it's 1 week where he's not the biggest dipshit in Congress. Think about how much he's getting a break from being an absolute loser on the Hunter Biden story right now. So like, subscribe, give a thumbs up, support the show. Here we go. Chip Roy, we're going to unify and we're going to get through this. I got you, babe.
Here with reaction to tonight's breaking news, Chairman James Comer of the powerful House Oversight Committee.
Powerful. Oh, it's so powerful. It's got oversight.
And Texas Congressman Chip Roy. Good to see you both. Chip, we've been talking a lot about you tonight.
Yeah, we've been talking about you a lot behind your back, largely. See his face start to droop when he said that?
It's frustrating to me. I stayed in touch with you through the whole process. You, Byron Donalds, Scott Perry.
You guys all promised me this wouldn't go this way, and now I look like a right shithead, which is no basic change.
I agree. I'm a dope. But you had two great alternatives you put forward for a continuing
exactly
resolution that would have bought time, cut spending, secured the borders,
and never gotten through the Senate,
protected our vets, and
never gotten through the Senate,
Defense Department. And those two proposals got rejected by the conservatives here. What the hell?
Yeah, what's that? It's almost like they don't work for the American people, and they're getting their marching orders from some dictatorial asshat overseas who might have, I don't know, compromat on them. It's a thought.
What's going on?
What's going on besides you being totally ineffective and full of shit, and you couldn't find your ass with both hands if you were trying to keep a snail with spikes on it from crawling up your ass. Moon River.
Yeah, Sean, great to be on and great to hear from my former.
Is it though? Is it? I mean, it's great to be on TV, but not under these circumstances.
Boss and good friend from Texas, Ted Cruz, and to be here with Jamie. And look, the fact.
Don't call me Jamie. I'm James. Fuck you, Jamie. What am I, the fucking bionic woman? Fuck.
The matter is, the Democratic Party has no interest in working with us to solve any of the problems the American people are facing.
Really? Matt Gaetz didn't seem to have a problem working with the Democrats to oust the speaker.
They don't want to solve the problem of crime in the nation's capital that led to one of our colleagues, a Democrat, getting carjacked a mere 9 blocks away from here. They don't.
Well, it is a city issue with that regard. I mean, they can obviously, I don't know, what are they going to do? Deny funds to a place that's already been denied funds?
They want to deal with open borders. They don't want to.
It's because we don't have an open border.
Deal with the fentanyl pouring into Texas.
Well, look, you got to go down there to Texas and talk people out of using fentanyl. Maybe it's a demand problem. I'm not a businessman, but boy,
They don't want to deal with, pushing back on China. They don't want to.
it's weird because all of their bills have shit to deal with this, and you guys don't want to pass them because they don't, have little side cul-de-sac bullshit social things about drag shows in them.
Deal with the woke agenda, killing our military. They don't want to deal with any of the
No. By the way, no members of our military have been killed by diversity training. Not a one.
pressing issues of the day. So it is left to us to govern.
I mean, like Meghan and Harry. What do you mean pressing issue of the day? I'm just trying to be specific.
To the 221 of us to figure out how to get it done.
And well, plus or minus 18.
And if we have some minor disagreements.
Yeah, they're minor disagreements. All we did was oust our own fucking speaker after less than a year for no fucking reason other than trying to actually put bills forward that could make it through the Senate and get signed into law.
Or even major disagreements in our party.
Or, yeah, some major disagreements about, passing bills that can actually be signed into law.
Then some of that spills out into the open.
Jamie, stop farting.
Wish we had pursued the path of the legislation that we put forward last week. We should have. I don't know who would be against, if you're a conservative, cutting.
Yes, you do. You know them personally. As a matter of fact, you've caucused with them for the last year. You guys have been like up each other's asses, like the freedom human centipede this entire time. You know exactly who. I got news for you, asshat. The very people you're talking about, you have them on speed dial. They're in your favorite sections on your fucking phone. All of them. Don't pretend it's a section of your party like, God, there's 200 fucking people here. I've never even met these assholes.
30% from the federal bureaucracy and targeting border security with the strong H.R. 2 bill, which we all worked together to pass. I wish we had done that. But right now I'm focused.
But we're the Republicans, and, I've had my head so far up his ass. Every time his phone rings, my teeth rattle.
It's like a laser on moving forward, Sean. We are going to unify. We're going to get through this and come.
No. Spoiler alert. No.
Together, because we've got to go stand up for the American people to make sure that we secure the border of the United States, cut spending, make sure we address the, frankly.
Sean Hannity knows your priorities. I'm just saying that this is not a campaign speech. When you campaign, you're talking to people who may or may not vote for you or with you. You're talking to a group of people, perhaps at a rally or a political gathering, where they might not be convinced that you are in line with the values they want moving forward, or they're not sure what you stand for. So you make that point. You are on a show standing next to Jamie Comer, and on Sean Hannity's show, where the viewership only knows these points. They know what your priorities are. What they also know right now is that you cannot, you are completely incapable of moving any of that shit forward because you have kowtowed to the lunatics in your party. Nobody has a problem figuring out where the target is. What they can't figure out is why you're letting Matt Gaetz grab hold of the bow. While I'm trying to hit the target, Matt. He's like, I'm trying to rub my dick on you. That's
ongoing proxy wars
in
in Ukraine, and not go down that road very far. And we've got to make sure that
not go down that road very far, just far enough to give the Ukrainians a sense of hope, but not enough where Putin loses.
We stand up for the people who sent us here to push back on the Democratic agenda. So I'm focused.
Ted Cruz.
It's like a laser on that. I'm not leaving town right now. I'm here. I think we need to do our job. We shouldn't adjourn. We should stay here and do what the American people sent us here to do.
And and you didn't think that maybe doing that before, I don't know, maybe in June when the appropriations bills and all this shit could have been handled and it would have required this CR that caused this whole cascading effect. You don't think doing that? You know what? I was wrong. You should go check what Hunter Biden was doing in 2017 when Trump was president.
We're not going to be distracted from that, in my opinion.
Yeah, you are. You're totally distracted from that. You can't get any of it done until this is handled. You don't have a fucking speaker.
I understand Steve Scalise is making calls tonight. Are there any names that come to mind that you like for speaker?
I'm not going to play that game yet. I want to have some
that means a no on Steve.
Private conversations. I've talked to Steve, and look, mainly I want him. He's battling cancer. I had a blood cancer. I want to make sure he's healthy and good for him and his wife Jennifer. We'll rally around someone.
And anybody who becomes speaker, we are going to be completely toxic to that person. So if you've got any kind of an illness and we put you in that position, quite frankly, you're a dead man walking. I don't care. I'm worried about some of the healthy members of our caucus who become it. I think, other than Matt Gaetz, who ages like a reptile, everybody else, if they even try this job, there's a South American, I don't know if you know this, Sean, a South American tribe for years who they didn't have any large cutting tools. They had smaller cutting tools, but the trees were so gigantic that the way they would fell a tree is the entire tribe would sit around a tree and scream at it for 30 days until it died and fell over. We do that basically with our speaker, and then we make a canoe out of them.
I assure you, this Republican conference needs to come together and rally around and look.
You assure us that they need to come together? Dude, we fucking know. You don't assure somebody that something needs to happen. You assure some people that something can happen, and you can't, so fuck off.
Look, this kind of thing happens on July. In July of 1804.
This kind of thing happens in July of 1804. Jesus Christ. Really? Listen to that sentence again. That's fucking magic.
And look, this kind of thing happens on July. In July of 1804.
In the end,
this kind of thing happens. ... In July of 1804. Yes, Chip. Congratulations. It has been fucking hundreds of years since your party has fucked up this bad.
and this could be fine. I'm not doom and gloom here.
Yeah, he is.
However,
that's not a good follow-up to I'm not doom and gloom.
the American people's patience is going to run out quick.
I'm okay. I think Democrats' patience is pretty good. We're a little irritated that you guys are, fucking shit up, and it's a little bit like watching somebody argue for, a drunk argue for the keys to the bus. And you're like, we'll get them back. Don't worry, but this is not good.
So I don't think you guys have a lot of time. You need.
No, yeah, he's right. You don't have a lot of time. You are what's the word? I had it written down here somewhere. Here it is. It's, I wrote it down right here. You're fucked. That's what it was.
Stay there, not go home, lock yourselves in a room, buy pizza, buy beer. I don't care what the hell you drink.
Yeah, I would rather they not drink in these situations. He likes the idea, but no.
And come out with a speaker. That's what you need to do.
Yeah, like it's sort of, think of it like hillbilly Pope. That's what it is. The Republicans should pick the fucking speaker like they pick the Pope. If we see brown smoke from these assholes lighting their farts, that's how we know a speaker has been chosen. His Holiness the Speaker.
So, and
You love me? No, but that's a real nice ski mask.
frankly, it's got to be somebody that's going to follow through on the promises made. Congressman Comer,
Sean, they can't. They can't. The Republican Party is so divided, especially in the House, that whoever becomes speaker, to become speaker, has to lie to both groups. They have to bullshit their way to the front. Honest to God. And the only option they have, one of the reasons why they're floating Trump, is because he'll lie to both groups, but both groups are okay with him lying to them. So that's what you need. You need kind of like a mini Trump. How about Eric? He's completely full of shit, and everybody will think they can manipulate him.
I'm worried that all other action in the House is going to stop.
Are you really?
Including your really important investigation.
So important. It is important. Yeah, what are you going to do?
How does that stand?
Well, we're going to keep moving forward. We're going to continue to read emails. We're going to continue to look at bank statements. We're going to continue to talk to people that have...
Talk to people? Ooh. That sounds exciting.
Insider knowledge of what the Bidens were really doing.
Yeah. And are they gonna tell you again? He asked about the weather the two times I heard him, and they'd never talk business. And so I'm sorry, you're gonna get further away from Hunter Biden than Devin Archer and other people, and try to find somebody who's further down on the chain who went, oh yeah, it's totally there. They spent it. He's got gold shutters on his Wilmington house. so that he can Menendez his way out of the country at some point.
With respect to criminal activity and with respect to Joe's knowledge, we're going to continue to be putting together a timeline. So we're not going to stop. We're going to continue from the committee member standpoint, from the committee staff standpoint.
Yeah, it's not like you're busy writing legislation or passing shit. You can't. I guess, what are you going to do other than stay home and read Joe Biden's old emails from years ago? Have at it, asshole. Good luck. Yep, but we're all very excited. I'm waiting with bated breath.
And we're expecting a whole nother batch of bank documents to come in.
Yeah, really exciting. Whole batch.
This week from our subpoena last week. So everything's moving forward. We're continuing to follow the money. And
yeah, and you'll notice that I'm shrugging with my shoulders, which basically is my way of signaling that I don't fucking know. And I hope so, but I don't know. And shruggity shrug.
This is an unfortunate event, but it's not stopping our work.
This time next week,
it's not work.
I invite you back, will we have a new speaker? Chip.
Yes.
That you're Jamie. He's Chip. It's not good. This does not bode well. They don't.
I believe
James.
we're certainly going to work hard to do it. I mean,
yes.
No, he's James. He already said yes. Chip, James, Chip. But say it again.
Yes.
Hold on. Back up.
If I invite you back, will we have a new speaker? Chip.
Yes.
I believe we're
James.
certainly going to work hard to do it. I mean,
Yes.
Okay. Will we have a new?
All right. If I bring you guys back on next week, well, I know which of you is which. Also, can we play that clip of apparently Joe Biden not knowing where his sister and his wife were when they were on opposite sides? Because he was like, my sister, oh, fuck, they moved you around. And he does that, and everybody's like, that doesn't even know his wife from his sister. And then, and these two guys are on camera right in front of him. And he goes, Chip. And Jamie says, yep. And then he goes, James. And he goes, yeah. And Sean doesn't seem to care.
Speaker a week from now.
Yes.
I certainly hope so. I don't think.
I certainly hope so. Hey, 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 hey. That's his line. James Comer is the one who says, I hope so. It's his catchphrase in this giant Hunter Biden laptop sitcom. I hope so.
We ought to leave town until we figure that out. But again, these things happen.
Yeah, they happen. They happened in 1804, and they're happening now. You know, it's kind of like they happen, like scurvy and the wagon breaking down, and Ma running out of gingham, and they happen like pilgrims starving, and they they happen. Like Halley's Comet.
This country's been through a lot worse. In
We'll survive
1804, we had
In 1804.
we had a Treasury Secretary and Vice President dueling. Okay, we're going to get through this.
Yeah, in 1804. Yeah, we also didn't have airplanes, fuckhead, in the air that required an FAA to make sure they don't fall out of the fucking sky. Why would that make me feel better? The fuck are you talking about? Things have been worse. There was a time when we didn't even have written language and used to club our women. Wouldn't that be nice to go back to that? I'm kidding, Sean. I don't agree with that. Kind of do.
We're going to make sure that our country moves forward, secure the border,
You're
cut
not
spending,
saying-
hold the Biden administration accountable.
You're not calling those the good old days when we just
Yeah, he is.
say, all right, let's go out in the back and have a duel, We're not returning to those days. Anyway, thank you both. Hey,
Well, that's not because these guys wouldn't want it, but because they're, to borrow a phrase, fucking pussies. These guys are all up in each other's grill until the actual dust-off happens. Yet all of them seem to think that if we went to back to like an Old West model, that they would always be the fastest gun in the West. And when in reality, they'd all fucking die of gangrene within 2 years. Lazy. They're lazy for thinking this way. All right, I'm going to leave you with that because I went over. It was a long extra show today because I love you, and I started the show late because it's family FaceTime. Tomorrow morning, Boston Brian's going to be on with us. in the second hour, I believe. Is that correct? Yes. And then it's going to be a good time. Hold on, I'm checking the staff chat before I leave. We have a Discord that you can become a member of if you're. It costs a pretty penny, by the way. If you're a Patreon member, you can get in there. It's a good time. And let's see. Oops. Oh, yeah. Thanks for sending me the Christian conservative. Okay, hold on. Audio mic check. All is good. Is what he said. Perfect way text from Brian. Okay, good. He's good. Excellent. And oh, by the way, this is pretty fucking sweet. I will say, this business right here. Gooey. We'll leave you with this because it's kind of lovely. Move this comms down here. The judge in Trump's New York fraud trial has set October 26th as the deadline for the family to dissolve its businesses within the state. Hear ye, hear ye. The family's also been ordered not to transfer any assets without notice. The order, which Trump is appealing, would, and that's not true because Trump has never been appealing, would end the Trump empire in New York. Hear ye, hear ye. Yes, really. Donald Trump has officially been ordered to dissolve his businesses in the state of New York. We all thought, this might have happened a couple weeks later. Apparently, they didn't have to go very far at all. The trial will continue. Trump isn't going to be there, but one of the reasons why he left specifically is because this is already settled. Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye. And on that, sorry, my lovely chat room, I appreciate you being here. Thank you. And yes, you are correct. I have been right again. If you'll recall back before I said they're going to, before Trump ends up in jail, the first thing he's going to lose is his business license in New York. You guys will recall that. Anybody who wants to go back and look at those shows years ago, I said that's part of the process. You have to get rid of the myth before you get rid of the man and, throw him in jail. I'm not asking for violence. I don't want the man to die, just for the record. I don't even want him sick. I want him to live as long and as healthy as he could possibly want in a 8x10 gray cell with a roommate with a neck tattoo. But I would like to say for the record, this is exactly what I said would happen, and I'm right, and you're wonderful, and I just thank you for your time. And it just proves that I won't waste it. I'm not going to waste your time. Unlike some people I could mention, but I won't. Like